What up, family? Listen, last night reminded us of something we've been saying all season long. No team is safe. Minnesota lost, New York lost, but Atlanta keeps making noise, and Dallas is still hanging around in the mix. So tonight is not about crowning champions. We're not about to talk about who the finals contenders are tonight. That was yesterday. If y'all missed the Sunday Kickback, tonight we're gonna figure out who's who and what's what really in this league. Okay, which teams have surprised us, who have disappointed us, and who can we actually trust right now at this stage in the season. Welcome back to Her Court, Her Rules, y'all. It's your girl, Naja Lee. This is the realest women's basketball breakdown on the net, and the only place where hoops meet higher perspective. You already know what time it is. We gonna go upstairs, talk that real talk, keep it a bean, call a spade a spade. Y'all already know how we get down. What up, Jeremy? Peace and freedom. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Daryl, welcome back. Peace and freedom. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Happy Monday, y'all. Y'all, we kicked it yesterday on Sunday. That was a good time. That was a good time. Shameless plug. 5 super chat gold tonight, and we're gonna spin a block and do another Sunday kickback, man. This time it's gonna be a little different. I'm gonna let y'all even pick the topic. I'm gonna create the cover art, the thumbnail based off the topic y'all choose, and y'all gonna get an experience of y'all taking the driver's seat of this thing here. Okay, so we gonna do that if we hit the goal. So there's that. Shout out to y'all again. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Any team can got. Let's go, Mystics. I'm waiting on my boy passing through Sports Talk Media to pull up. He a Mystics fan, right? Biggest Mystics fan I know. So shout out to you, Daryl. Shout out to your team, man. That was a hell of a win. Okay. Woo! Welcome back, Truth Teller. Peace and freedom to you, my brother. Happy Monday, y'all. And if any of y'all are pulling up today that did not attend yesterday's live, happy Father's Day. Shout out to y'all. Okay. Shout out to y'all. So I don't want y'all to feel left out and whatnot. Okay. Again, while y'all here, go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. Let the people continue to pull up. When y'all hit that subscribe, y'all automatically get access to the illest live chat in women's basketball. So go ahead and pull up now, man. Yeah, man, hype this video while you at it. Hype this video while you at it, man. We about to get into the biz naive right here. And then throughout this episode, right, I'm going to sprinkle some rapid fire questions. So when you see it, when you hear it, just stop what you're doing. Hey, mannequin challenge. Go ahead and give me the answer to that rapid fire. That's how we going to do it. That's how we going to keep the chat on their toes. I need to know if y'all really with me or not. Oh, you with me? Okay, rest in peace, Bernie Mac. That was my guy. Woo! Okay, no team is safe. Not your team, not my team either. Y'all know my team is the Aces. My Aces got, exposed a little bit a couple games ago, right? You got demolished by Dallas. Okay. And then since then we've bounced back. One thing that this league has shown us is that this is a very resilient league. Most of these teams can take one on the chin and bounce back. So the measure of greatness isn't if you bounce back. The measure of greatness right now in this league is if you can remain consistent once you do bounce back. Can you then build on those good traits you just displayed in this game when you was feeling yourself? Can we keep doing that or no? Come on, what we doing here? So that's what the question is. Shout out to UCLA Blue Gold Sergio. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Happy Monday. Peace and freedom to everybody. Welcome back, Shamika. Welcome back, Shamika, man. One of the members here. Shout out to the members in the house, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace and freedom to y'all, man. Are you for Cleveland? Yes, I am. Proudly from Cleveland. Most times proudly. Actually, most times not so proud. Not so proud about it. But here I am. And I still survive. Here we are. Yeah, no team is safe, man. It's been a crazy up and down roller coaster of a WNBA early. Leroy, shout out to Leroy. Okay. I'm right around terrace, right around that terrace area. Shout out to y'all though. Cleveland, let's go. Um, Yes, shout out to you. Happy Monday. Last time you pulled up, I remember because you was on one of the few Bruins fans that pulled up and found the chat. I was like, okay, Bruins. So when we was giving UCLA women's basketball team all they love and all they flowers, man, UCLA Blue Gold pulled up. And it was like, yeah, man, shout out to y'all, man. I love to see when teams that technically weren't in the running to win, I love to see when they win. It's like, oh, man, how can you hate that? You got to love it. It's a great story. Shout out to Farrah. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules. Happy Monday, y'all. Peace and freedom. Peace and freedom, Joe Mama. Shout out to you. Shout out to the members in the house. Shout out to the members in the house. Good evening, Nas. Shout out to the chat. Everyone is having a wonderful Monday. Again, peace and freedom to everybody. Guess my favorite basketball professional team in the W. Okay, who was that? Who was that? Golden State. No team is safe. Certain matchups expose the weaknesses that have to be fixed. I'm over here clapping because this is what we're going to talk about. We're actually going to begin this episode talking about, Jeremy, have you been in my Google Notes? I got to watch y'all. We're going to start this episode talking about the flaws of our favorite teams, right? And these flaws are being exposed against teams that maybe we think shouldn't be the one to be able to pull their card like that. You see what the Mystics did? Did you see what Shakira was doing? Come on now. Hold on. Let me get this off my screen. Hold on. So I had some things in my threads. Mute that. We don't want that. Thread that was saved from the game, and Shakira was just on another level of physicality, right? And it kind of got a bit much when she was about to pull up on the people with the 1-2 ha-has. I said, hold on, Shakira doing it like that on the court now. Okay. But when the team start to feel themselves, though, now they feel like, oh Lord, I'm really not gonna let that go. Right. But when you play defeated, like Connecticut wasn't gonna do that. They wasn't gonna run up, you get done up. They're gonna go ahead, you got it. Well, kind of sort of. Just maybe Anissa Morrow. She ain't with it. But everybody else, whatever. It is what it is. Okay. But not Washington. They just came off a win too. They just beat New York too. So they just beat New York. So now they really, hold on, we just beat New York. Didn't New York just embarrass Atlanta? Ain't New York the best team in the East? Yeah, okay. No. Now they feeling themselves. And it's hard to beat a team that just got a whiff of them. Oh, I'm an adult. You know, when you found out you was grown. Oh, wow, I'm grown now. Oh, what's that? Is that a bill? Oh, wow. Is that a rent? Oh, wow. I woke up and I'm really an adult. Now I'm adulting. This is the ghetto. It's like that. They've realized, oh, we're professional athletes. We can beat these other teams. Yes, you can. We've been waiting on y'all to realize it. That y'all really good. Just come on, just put it together. It's right there. It's like the baby trying to get off the training wheels, but they just so scared. Just get the wrench, get them off. Got to get them off. Got to be able to just fly, baby, fly. So shout out to them. Let me get to these comments. Welcome back, King Lion. Welcome back. Peace and freedom to you. Happy Monday. I would tell people about Minnesota front runner. See, yep, we've had several people in the chat saying that Minnesota is gonna get exposed. Minnesota might be fool's gold. Minnesota might be a little bit of a fraudulent here. They might be a little bit fraudster. Okay. We gonna see. I mean, that one kind of took me by. We was live watching or live talking, kicking back, Sunday kickback, right? And the game was on, so we had to score up. We was kind of in and out of talking about the game. And it kept going back and forth. It never looked like anybody had any control. I'm like, oh, this game is okay, but the Lynx gonna figure it out. They gonna win this game, I'm sure, because the Mystics have trouble executing in the fourth quarter, right? Especially late in the fourth. They just crumble, crash, and burn Talk about crash out kids. Come on. So, she played useless. She was a 4th pick. I don't be knowing. My memory doesn't be good like that. I don't be knowing who be outside the number 1 pick. I don't be know. Maybe number 2, 4th pick. Okay, Washington. Okay, Washington. Right, Lauren Betts. Bet. I did know that. See, I gotta give myself more credit. It's just me being a real fan and knowing the game. Absolutely. Y'all know over here, like the chat, one thing that I appreciate y'all about the chat. Y'all don't come over here with no bogus BS, right? It's one thing to have your opinions because it's emotional and you just, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I get the emotion about it, and then that's cool sometimes. That's really cool. Be emotional about it, right? Let me know your passion. Let me know it's real. However, I would rather you come with a fact, though. Like a fact, just give me a little fact, little stat on that. You know what I mean? So have your little whoop-de-whoop and just throw a little stat on it. And I'm like, bet. You feel me? Now that emotion is super valid. It was already valid because it's yours, right? But now it's super duper. So that's what we like. Down goes number 1, Minnesota. My goodness. I bet they didn't think they were going to lose to a young Washington team. No, I didn't even think that. I saw what Betts was doing. Come on. Proud of the Mystics. I love a good upset. We love a good upset. Shakira, Cody, Kiki was taking no prisoners. Absolutely. Shout out to y'all. The Lynx have a bad matchup for the Mystics. Listen, man, the Mystics is a bad matchup for a lot of people. A lot of people. Because they actually have, outside of having a veteran point guard, they actually have every single other position completely filled, right? You don't necessarily need a veteran big when you got all of these other good ones, right? I forget a veteran big when I got Kiki, Lauren, and Shakira. I'm good with that. I'm definitely good with that. I got it all. I got a defense and offense in one, and Kiki and Kiki, right? I got Lauren. She's a giant, and she's giving you defense and offense too. But her main thing is defense, rebounding, block, right, rotating, protecting the paint, right. And then you got Shakira, this mid range savant, right. Plus, once she get her bag, it's over with. So yeah, I'm cool with that. If once they figure out, I think Georgia Amore better off coming off the bench. They need to go get them a for sure starting point guard. They go get that. Next season, they go wrap that starting point guard thing up. A veteran, right? Polish. Give me a Kelsey Plum. I know she wouldn't do it, but why not? Why not? She only signed 1 year at LA, and crazier things have happened. Right? Go get you a veteran. Peace and freedom to you, Steven. Shout out to you. Welcome back. Cody can drop Howard to the floor. Oh, Cody is a very strong young lady. Okay, I see her and I want to say yes, ma'am. Cody walked past and I'm standing up straight back. You feel me? That's a very hey, yes, ma'am. I'm the elder here, but I'm a yes, ma'am. Her, she looks strong. She doesn't look strong. She is strong. She definitely is strong. That's a fact. Lynx Mystics game got chippy. It did. I actually got a piece of this chippiness up. Just being a little it's okay. I could be a little messy sometimes. Hold on. Let me get this up here. I just don't want this to make sure it's muted, child. I don't want nobody talking about I'm playing a little music, child. Let me move that. Hold on. Let me get the chippiness up since you're talking about it. So this is a part of the little chippiness, okay? Sips tea. Y'all hydrate. See that? That little swinger, the little merry-go-round. You see? And Shakira run up, get done up. Shakira run up. Oh, what's going on here? Somebody call me. Anybody call you, Shakira? Sit back, sit down. Sit back, sit down. Okay, so but a great game. Great. I don't mind a little chippiness. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to get like that. At some point when the game is really gaming and real basketball is being played in intense Basketball with a purpose. Both teams want to win. Both teams got something to lose. Both teams got a point to prove, and both teams have something to gain with the win. Yeah, it should get chippy. It's things on the line here, right? Plus this Commissioner's Cup basketball. You feel me? So it's just, I love it. I love it. As long as it stay within the confines of basketball, we know when stuff is getting a little too extra. We don't like extra. You can't play me either. I know what extra is. Okay. I know go to Chipotle, ask for extra meat, extra beans, extra rice, extra cheese. Maybe that's just my order. I want extra everything at Chipotle. I'm already spending the monies. Sidebar, y'all remember Chipotle chicken bowls used to be $5.65. I went to Chipotle about 2 weeks ago. That bowl was $9 something. I said, well, here, I might as well go ahead and give me a side of guacamole. Let me get a chip. Let me get a drink. I might as well go ahead and make it count. I'm not coming back no time soon. No, I'm just going to let you know. It might be a good old year before I pull back at a Chipotle. Them prices is egregious for the same bowl. Quality ain't no better. So what am I paying for? Huh. Don't get me started. They beat New York and Minnesota exactly. Back to back at that. Mystics might be better than the Dream in the East right now. Hold on now, Pharaoh. Is that a reach? Did you just reach out and grab that? I don't know about better than the Dream right now. How about we see when they play? Don't they? We just looked at the Dreams schedule yesterday, right? Isn't that right? Y'all was here. Let me pull up the teams. Let's go back to Atlanta Dream. Shout out to them. They right here on the top. Okay. Atlanta plays Washington July 2nd. That's next Thursday. If what you're saying has any truth to it, Pharaoh, and I'm not saying you're not telling the truth, because that's how you feel. Mystics will beat Atlanta also. But let me look at the Mystics schedule real quick. I just want to see something. I want to see who they play leading up to Atlanta. The Mystics play Minnesota. Oh God, they play Minnesota again, y'all. That's on Wednesday. Okay, so Mystics gonna have to prove that. They don't have to wait to Atlanta. If they beat Minnesota twice, like Atlanta beat Indiana twice, then we can have that conversation then. Okay, so on Her Court, Her Rules Friday at 6 p.m., we will have a continued conversation similar to the Atlanta Dream conversation when we were talking about Indiana. We had to see them. We got to see them in that second game. Now, let's see Washington in this second game against Minnesota. What's going to happen then, boo? We're going to see. The talent this year is top tier, Shamika says. Most teams are above 500 any given day. Anybody can get got. Exactly. I love when we all love that the theme is pretty easily digestible. This is something that we don't even have to argue. At this point, all you're arguing is who your favorite team is and why. And nobody can debate who your team is and why it should not be them or it should be somebody else, because this league is as balanced as I've seen it in the recent dynasty. We just talking about the framework of the Aces dynasty. This is probably the most competitive their season is going to be as we talk about the framework of the Aces dynasty. Again, Fee not even back at Minnesota. You have if the sparks spark it up and realize who they should be, you will have at least 3 teams on the West that can get it done. You're going to have at least 3 teams on the East that can get it done. It's been one team that's been getting it done over and over and over again. But trust me, if we talk about the contenders, we keep talking about 5 teams that's contending for a finals run. 5. 5. It's usually 2 teams. Last year it was, who was it? It was going to be LA in Minnesota, but then injuries. But it's always it's either, I mean, Vegas and Minnesota. Then it was Vegas and New York. Vegas and New York. It's always Vegas and then somebody else. And we kind of had the same disposition now, but even still, it ain't etched in stone that my team gonna make it there. Not with these hiccups. They already had 2 30-point blowouts already. We ain't even halfway through the season. Disgusting work. One moment before I go off. All Satu can do is shoot her defense. Her defense is bad. She rather flagrant than play defense. Satu out of shape. It just is what it is. I've been dancing around it and being nice about it, saying like she just seems she's 2 steps behind. She is 2 steps behind. She may be 4. She's out of shape. It's okay. I'm out of shape, but I'm not a multi-million-dollar athlete either, baby. If I was, she wouldn't be out of shape. I guarantee. You feel me? Sidebar, I was at the park, not at the park, but I was at the gym today getting some shots up. It's been a while. I had to be on restrictions for a minute, but that's okay. We back. So I was getting some shots up, trying to get just trying to get my rhythm, trying to get my bass right, just trying to get my timing right. You know, it ain't gonna get all the way right till you start to get your stamina back up. But yeah, the shot looked good though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna put some clips up, and y'all gonna know like, oh, Naj really be talking and she really be doing. See, a lot of these, hold on, sidebar, this just us right now. A lot of these people that be online talking basketball can't dribble. They wouldn't play pickup ball. They can't do nothing with a rock right now. Hello? Okay, now I ain't putting nobody down, but all I'm saying is I'm really kind of still like that a little bit. Wait till I get back in my tippy top. It's over with. Smoke in the city. I want a 1v1 with another podcaster out here that talks women basketball. I'm going to need a 1v1. Okay. But it is some out here that you could tell that's really like that. So shout out to y'all. That being said, let's get to these comments. Mystic said, not today. Joe Mama, Lynx, Bets, may be scared, but Kiki, Cody, Shakira said, we here. And Sonya just said, I'm a clean up. I mean, it was great basketball. Sonya did have some great looks. Some of that lower or deep mid-range game when she's in her post bag and she's able to hit that one leg Dirk action. She gets a shot up quick as well. Hold on, sidebar. Speaking of shots up quick, who has a quicker shot than Kayla McBride? Kayla McBride's shot is pretty darn fast. The way that thing go up, real fast. I'm like, yo, she coming off a screen. If you can't time the screen right and get over the screen perfectly, if you trailing, it's over with. If you give her 1 inch shot up, over with. You got to live or die with the miss. It is what it is. But my goodness, and it looked good too. Every shot she shot, shoot, it looked good. I'm like, oh, it's going in. It's not going in. It's going in. It's going in. It's not going in. It's going in. It didn't go in. But still, all of them look good. And that's what you want. At least you want a shot that look good. You don't want a shot that look broke and is broke. That's double broke. That's a double whammy. You don't want that. Fact is, Lauren can play defense. Exactly. So even if her offense may last, she make up for every bit on the defensive end and rebounding. Jeremy says, everyone who says the Lynx are front runners, that showed yesterday. We need to learn how to punch back when we get hit. We need to match a team's physicality when they are stepping on us. See, here's what I love about the chat. And again, shout out to y'all. Even with our faves, our favorite players and or teams, we hold them accountable, right? You ain't gonna never see me up here shucking and jiving for the Aces. First of all, they don't endorse me. They don't sponsor this channel. Also, I can't be bought. I can't be compromised. I'm going to tell you what it is about it, right? And I can't sugarcoat it and or just overlook it because those are my faves. I love them. So why wouldn't I be real with them? Right? You feel me? That being said, Jeremy is being honest, keeping it a bean when he's talking about his favorite team, the Lynx, right? They got to be able to match physicality, and we've seen a couple times, not often, right? But just a couple times when they get punched in the mouth, it's hard for them to, you know, it takes them a quarter and a half. It might take them 2 quarters to kind of shake it off, right? And you need to be able to call a timeout, adjust, go back in, remember who you are, recite your affirmations, whatever you got to do in that little 30 seconds of full timeout, get back to it, right? You got to get right back to it. So, it is what it is. But that's when you realize, this is why we can't do it without Fee. Because you need that one person that can just always be your center and just step into the center of a huddle and say, hey, right? And so with this team, sometimes in times of pressure, they can seem disjointed and they all go their separate ways, where you need that one person to be a magnet and just pull everybody back to the center and be like, yo, let's get to it. Snap out of it. Right now is the time. Let's make it count. Olivia was doing a lot of chirping, and Howard, they didn't like the heat. Nah, it was a lot going on. It was a lot of deep going on. Cody did all that with one arm. Yes, she did. Slung her. Like, hello, Barbie. Slung her like a little Barbie doll. You feel me? Yeah, I really be thinking Cody is 5'5", but last night she showed me she mad strong. I mean, she really 6. She is strong, 6 feet. I mean, that's what the measurements say when you look up her profile, that she's 6 feet, and she might even look short, a little shorter than that. But she like a what's the Pittsburgh running back in the day, Jerome Bettis? She like the bus. She coming down in the fast break. You got it, dog. I'm not get what, but you can pay me 2.5. You can give me that Jewel Lloyd contract, 2.5, 3 years. Still ain't paying me enough to take no charge on that. Not enough. I need a LeBron contract to take them type of charges, because that's LeBron coming down the lane. Like AT, when AT comes down the lane, you got it, dog. It's no. It's another person too. When AB coming down the lane, AB strong as hell. She's coming down. You got it, AB. They don't pay me enough for that. Not the right sport for me. This is basketball. We got to start punching teams back when they hit us and matching a team's physicality. A reason Phoenix eliminated us last year. It's going to be different this year, or we're going to be out again. Yeah. You definitely don't want to get bounced for the same reasons, right? I'm a Cavs fan, and I'm, several years in a row we've been looking at the final outcome, and it's just like it sums down to the same thing, the common denominator that we've already known for seasons prior, that this team is soft, that this team lacks heart, that this team lacks physicality, that this team lacks the ambition and the inner voice that tells you to never stop, keep going, you're never out of it, keep trying, keep hustling. We don't have that. Right. And so we lose year and year for the same reasons. Getting out muscle, out hustled, out coached. So to your point, you don't want to get bounced for the same reasons you got bounced before. Like, if it's gonna be about physicality, address it. Or what's going on? Do y'all need to go to run some hills? Right? In the summertime. Get out the little AC facilities with the trainers and all that. Get your out there on them hills, them grassy hills, like back in high school, right? Maybe we gotta take it like that. They be trying to say, oh, we be running on the sands and then this and that, and that's cool and all that, but run up them hills different. Okay, act like you don't want to play, and your coach say, all right, bet, okay, all them missed free throws, that's one hill run for you. Oh no, bet you won't miss that. Hello? Yeah, Chipotle, come on now. And this ain't even no endorsement, because I really don't be fooling with the food heads like that. But, sometimes you backslide and you wind up in Chipotle. You've seen brighter days. I'll be at that Dream Mystics game on the 2nd. Shout out to Shamika. Dang, that's gonna be a goodie. Hey, so when you go to the game, come back to Beyond the Lens TV page, right? We got a community board, right? So you can go ahead and go to the post and create a post, man. If you take some pictures, man, drop the pictures on the page, then we can go ahead and share it on the next stream if you wanted to do something like that, because I think that'd be dope. First of all, you might be a little photographer over there. I don't know, you might want to get your little photography off, and then there you go, little live, little advertising. But if that's something you want to do, I think that'd be dope. But it's your world, girl. Jeremy said, I've been saying the Misses are the team of the future. The core is discipline. unselfish, and they have the chemistry. If they keep this roster together, they will be contenders in 2 years. I mean, I like them. People, I guess, y'all was a little, not y'all, but the people was a little unhappy with the coach to start the season. And I'm like, y'all need to be patient. It's just been a rough patch. It's been a lot of adjustments, a lot of new pieces on this team. He was already a new coach with a new team last year. Now he's still a new coach, and he got another new team this year. So it's gonna be a lot of weird little moments that happens throughout the course of the season. But what we do know is that this team is in fact the team of the future. And if they continue to build this rapport and chemistry just as you have articulated, they are going to be a problem of the future, not just a team of the future. There's a whole lot of teams of the future. Like Seattle is a team of the future too. I think their window of being a problem is a little bit further out than 2 years. But I don't even give Dream 2 years. I give them really next season. They have one position they need to tighten up, and that's that point guard position. Get a veteran point guard this season. Who's to say they won't make a trade this season? What if they said, you know what, I'm gonna cut ties with, let's just say, hear me out. And it's not saying this is not saying that I endorse this, but let's just think that what if the Mystics timeline, although they say we're building for the future, we want to continue to grow and develop our talent. What if they're also saying that, hey, I also think based on what's going in this East, Indiana don't seem to be as tough as we thought they would be coming into this season. Atlanta looks good, but they still look beatable. New York look good, but they still look beatable. What if we can position ourselves right now to go and try to shake something up right now? Not to say we can make the finals, but we could make the semis if we really just kind of tweak a couple things. What if tweaking a couple things mean, let me just go ahead and package up some of these little draft picks we got, you feel me? We got Amore, we got Dougaliche, we got a lot of names, Prosper, we got a lot of Harmon, we got a lot of, we can keep going. A lot of names that we can move off of, and we don't have to. They traded Aaliyah Edwards, y'all. They don't, I mean, not to say they don't care about the people, but they do care about the people. But they also, it depends on what, if their timeline is, we think we can make some noise today, this season, with the talent that what we have. And if we continue to evolve and develop live every single game, again, we just beat two of the best teams in the league, one of the best teams on the West, one of the best teams on the East. What if we just showed ourselves to ourselves? Think on that. King Lion, Lynx don't handle physicality well, and that is why they will be a first round exit. Wow. The Aces are the best team in the league. I do agree. Hello. Shout out to you. First round exit. That would be crazy. First round exit, even with fee. Riddle me that. Even with fee, healthy fee, seeming to be back on her normal type of time, you still think the Lynx will be a first round exit? Give me a follow up to that. We're gonna get to you. Pharaoh, the Lynx own the Valkyries like the Wings own the Aces, and the Aces Super Bowl is the Valkyries every single time. I think everybody love playing that ball holla too. We saw that the Atlanta Dream got 2 back-to-back games coming up against the Valkyries too, so that's gonna be interesting. The Lynx own the Valkyries though. The Lynx been abusing a lot of teams this season, right? So I guess do y'all also agree that the Lynx own the Valkyries? I guess just that's what proved when you look at the win-loss record. But the Valkyries seem to, hell, Vegas, we just spanked the Valkyries. Spanked them. Woo! I felt so good too. Felt so good. I needed that. My inner peace needed that. I needed that one. I felt like that was a personal victory for me. Yeah. Salute. Shout out to my Mystics passing through. Welcome. I talked about you earlier. I said I'm waiting on passing through to pull up, man, because we got a lot of people supporting the Mystics right now. And they like what they doing right with the back-to-back big time wins against the Liberty and the Lynx, man. So I knew you was gonna pull up. And congratulations to your squad, man. Shout out to the DMVs. Shout out to the Mystics, man. After the trade last year with Sykes, and then the trade with Edwards, and then the injury with Amore to even start the season, like it's just been a lot going on over there, right? One thing that's remained consistent is Kiki Iriafen and coach, right? And Sonya Citron, right? Sonya Citron and Kiki Iriafen definitely could have been both in the rookie of the year race, but Paige was Paige. But the next two best rookies were on the same team in Kiki and Sonya. This year, I think they got off to a rocky start, just not finding their rhythm, but maybe, hopefully, just maybe these last two games was the rhythm they needed to see. Right? And like really like, I like the new me, right? Anybody ever did something, bought something, right? Got some whatever, got some extra drip, got a new car, got a new something. Be like, oh yeah, I like that. I feel like this about me right now. That's how they feel. I feel like they won two big, tough, critical games. Oh yeah, they feeling themselves as they should. Good evening. The W is on fire. Boof, on fire right now. It's Armageddon out here. Everybody won't smoke with everybody. Ain't nobody afraid of nobody either. Y'all saw Nisa Murrow at the top of the season, went to Asia talking about some too small. Girl, how dare you? You better show some respect for your elders. LSU? I gotta say that. I ain't got no beef with the LSU girls, but still, this South Carolina house over here. So bye, LSU. But I support Anissa though. I think she got game. So shout out. And plus she got what's your girl name? Tiana Taylor. What she say in the little stupid little scary movie? She said her abs got abs. Well, your abs ain't met Anissa Morrow's. Shout out to the WNBA ladies. Okay. Shout out to the missus. Good evening, everybody. Shout out to you. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules, y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up again. This episode 103. Can y'all believe that? 103? Yo, I can't believe y'all been staying to me for 103 episodes. That's wild. Y'all, is y'all all right? Is everybody all right? Shout out to y'all. Happy Monday, man. Peace and freedom to everybody. Make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe, man. I appreciate y'all. And hype this video up, man. Hyping the video up helps the algorithm understand where the realest conversation thrives. So just help them find us, right? So we can have more dope people like y'all in the live chat. Shout out to Furious ATL Hoops. No team safe in this league for sure. I love the parody. You gotta love it. AZ has the quickest shot in the W right now. Shamika said, hold your beer. I like the Kayla McBride take, but I think I'm gonna take AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd shot is mad quick. Not gonna hold you, but look at the age difference. If the speed of the shot is only within like a milli, the age is not in the millis. No. So, I got to move the goalpost. I don't know. But you're right. AZ Fudd shot is ridiculously fast. Ridiculous. I got Grace for Satu. She had a rough end of the year off season with injuries, mainly her concussion. She'll be in much better shape come September. I'm thinking the same thing. I do understand that she's out of shape. And I made the comparison to Shaq. How he would enter the season kind of being out of shape, but always play himself into shape, knowing that his team was going to make a deep playoff run anyway. So by the time he got to that last quarter of the season, he'll be locked in physically, and then he can go ahead and be in his beast mode, dominate mode. If she's getting on that type of time, then that's cool. Also, I do like that her shot is much more efficient this year than it's ever been, right? Her shot usually be hit or miss, right? 30% miss, right? So, her shot looks better. I like that she's being able to use her size in her post game a little bit more. It's like, I'm going to let what y'all may think be my weakness. I'm going to turn that into my strength. I'm going to use my power and not so rely upon my 3-point shooter, because we know in Phoenix, she would just, or because she was quick, she was able to get to that mid-range shot quicker, and so she would just take more dumber shots. Not more dumber, like dumber going up. It was just more frequent. And I'm like, stop it. So right now I'm seeing more patience in her shooting. I'm seeing her allow the offense to kick her and create an opening for her, because there's so much gravity drawn between multiple people on this team, between Stewie, between Sad, between JJ. Like, all three of them can attract at least two or more people, depending on what's going on in the game and where they are on the court, right? So when you have all these people that's like attracting attention, and then you have other guards that can penetrate and get into the paint and draw, now you have Sato, and she been getting a lot of wide open threes, corner threes, um um the mid-range shot, even a deep mid-range shot, she been getting that off of the catch and shoot. And so that's what you love to see. I think I'm seeing just more, and y'all let me know if I'm wrong, if my eyes are playing tricks on me. And sometimes they do, child. I just got my prescription checked the other day. They was like, girl, you getting more blind and more blind. Tell me something new. But yeah, y'all let me know. I think I'm just seeing more patience in allowing the offense to evolve around her, and not feeling like she has to be the one to create offense for her team and for others. Because with Phoenix, she was responsible for creating a lot of offense, and a lot of times that wasn't good offense. It was mismanaged bad offense. And so the people just prefer to have AT with the ball. You feel me? Yeah, I hold Coach Sydney account after every game. Exactly. Late, but here for it. Shout out to you, Mr. Ring. Good evening to everybody. Peace and freedom and the team. What up, Miss D? Peace and freedom. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Her Court, Her Rules, y'all. Valkyrie hosts ATL Wednesday on Slam Night. Exactly. Wednesday is the last day of the Commissioner Cups games. So, matter of fact, let me go to the scores for Wednesday. Okay. Sure. Okay. So Wednesday is Mercury and the Fever, right? Lynx and the Mystics, Fire in the Sky, and Dream and the Valkyrie. So a lot of good games. I mean, technically all these games are good. Um, don't let Mercury fool you. They've been terrible this season when you look at the win loss column, but they're still a dangerous team. Um, the more rapport and chemistry that they gain, because they didn't start off the season with their point guard and this, that, and third, and not having Satu there, all these things matter. Missing some pieces. So it is a new look team, and they didn't get better. But they got to figure out how to work with what they have, or work what they have. And you still got some hitters on this team, so you got to maximize them, period. Shout out to Mrs. Brenda. Shout out to you. I would love for you and Coach C to link up. I'm subscribed to her. I think she's fire. And I think she probably got some 1-2 handles on the. She's a coach, so I know she can still hoop. But I love her content. I love how she curates her material. Very eloquent. Great material. So shout out to her. For us to link up, that would be dope. She's a podcaster on here, and said her pod she been working back out. Exactly. I would love to see y'all link up on the court, maybe do a podcast episode together. That would be dope. Absolutely. Let me start that, because I believe in manifestation. So if you say it out loud, then eventually it'll happen. Shout out to y'all. Cody was a beast last night, bullying the paint and shooting threes. That's exactly her MO too. Cody McMahon is fearless. I said even before the top of this season that the only other person that I think that could really be in the running, even before the season started, right? I thought it would be Fudd, Miles, and Cody McMahon. I thought those were the three ladies that was going to be in the running for the Rookie of the Year. I thought it was going to be based on the minutes played, right? The minutes played between each of the three, right? And AZ Fudd got off to a slower start because her coach wasn't starting her. Hello, bing, bing, bing. Whatever, sidebar. Now she's getting the minutes. She's playing the type of minutes that she should be playing, and her stats are reflective. Some games she doesn't score 15 points, right? Some games she's on the lower end, but she's consistent in how she plays every game. And the more minutes she plays, the more confidence she gets. Same with all the other rookies. It's different with Olivia Miles, because Olivia Miles has never been handcuffed, right? She's been given the keys since preseason. She was already, y'all seen the footage, right? Of her working out with the team, right? She already came in. They already said, okay, you got it. Here. Please drive this car, right? And so they already empowered her without making her feel like if we don't win, it's because of you. No, it's a collective here. We still have veterans. We still have Cheryl Reeves. So she's had a different entry point to the league. And then when you factor in Cody, she had a great preseason, then injury, and then missed the beginning of the season, right? So now you got to play in, you got to get your minutes, and then there are other people that have constantly been weaved into this offense because this team started this year all very injured. That being said, Cody is like that. I like Satu, one of my players in the W. She is frustrating sometimes because as a 6'4" small forward who doesn't have a post game or go to mid range shots on the elbow or the top, only take threes. Exactly. So I like I've been seeing more shot selection this year because I feel like she's a little bigger, so she's a little by default, a little bit more powerful this year. So I have seen her in that lower mid range this year, but true fact, I do believe she takes a lot of threes, but sometimes that's by design. Sometimes that's just by design of how the offense is, where everybody takes threes. Everybody just shoot threes. Right? All of them shoot. JJ shooting threes. So if we saying like she's taking too many threes, what JJ doing? Taking too many threes as well. But it's all of them for real. So it kind of needs to be like the offense. Just this new era of basketball, you're going to see more people taking more and more threes. Thank goodness for teams that still have bigs that love and enjoy dominating and being the big. But as more players come into the league, more players from overseas, more new players, this new wave is we're gonna see more bigs get away. They're gonna get away from that paint, just like the NBA, right? And it's a little bit more disrespectful for the big in the NBA to be away from the paint because they can dunk. So the women can't dunk. We know that, okay. But if the big is away from the paint and she can shoot, okay, now you earn your money. Right? So, that may be a soapbox. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Bet I'll share some pics. Shout out to you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to one of my members. Shout out to the members in the house. Y'all showing up today. Appreciate y'all. Welcome back, Tessa Love. Y'all make sure y'all do what she said. Hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe. We on the road to 1,000 subbies, man. Join the movement. This is an ill movement, man. We're only the realest survive because we only talking that real talk over here about women's basketball. So you can't come over here being fraudulent. We got enough frauds in the WNBA as it relates to some of these teams. We about to get into it right now. Let's talk about, instead of talk about frauds, let's talk about flaws. No team is safe, right? We talking about our top 5 contenders: Aces, Liberty, Lynx, Dream, and the Wings. Every contender has a flaw. We know that. We can't even argue if they do. We just argue which one is their biggest. Let's start with the Aces, my team. Again, ain't no team safe. So if I'm going to criticize or critique somebody else, I got to first point at my squad. Shout out to the Aces. But they got a big flaw, and their biggest flaw is their bench consistency. We never know what Jewel Lloyd is going to do. We don't even know if Kennedy Carter is playing any given night. They say she's ill. I don't know if she's ill. She looks awfully drippy in the tunnel walk, but I know you can be ill and still look drippy. I just know when I feel ill, I look ill as well. You feel me? So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the story they're trying to spin us. Remember all last year they said Caitlin Clark wasn't injured and she only played 12 games. She'll be back. 2 weeks. They 2 weeks us for what? 28 games for 2 weeks. Stop it. So what's going on here, illness? I don't know. Somebody got to get to the bottom of this. That game going to be good. Cody, Betts, Angel, okay? That's going to be a great game. Cody is like prime Adrian Peterson. Ooh, AP. Both run high all day long and can either run through you or pass you. So I would even say Nick Chubb. Cody Ohio baby too, you heard? You know what I'm saying? So I think she could relate to Nick Chubb, you heard? Madden cover, you heard? Got better as he ran. The more miles he ran, the stronger he got. So he was better in the fourth quarter than he was in the first. I think Cody has tendencies like that. And just to your point, like Adrian Peterson, like AP, prime AP, he could do anything. He can come out the shotgun. He had hands, Yeah, I know a little bit about football too. I know a little bit about a little bit. I mean, he really could do it all. So shout out to AP, man. He never gets enough mention when we talk about running back legends. Somehow he's always skipped over. But that's beside the point. My Mystics are a point guard and one option short of championship contention, and we'll get both this upcoming offseason. No need to rush and jump the gun. That's just me. Sometimes I don't want to be patient. It is what it is. Fee don't like physicality play either. Remember in the offseason, she was complaining about it. She was. She did want, for the young ladies to get more room offensively, right? Get a little bit more grace so they can have more space to make their moves, right? So they don't need to be crowded as much, being in somebody in their jersey as much, because you want to bring excitement to the game. And I understand it to a certain extent. I do. Yeah, I do. I get it to a certain extent, for sure. Edwards asked to be traded, though. She knew she couldn't take her spot back from Kiki, and she wanted to be a starter. Well, that sucks to be her. Yeah, I hope she likes it over there in Connecticut. It's about to get sold to Houston. It's already sold to Houston, and you don't even know if you're going to be on that flight going there. I don't know. But I'm mind my business. Okay, I need my Sky to finally get another dub tonight. If we lose to the Sun, I'm done, man. Oh man, that's not gonna be good. Today is Monday. We're gonna get to the Sky here shortly. Shout out to Shamika, man. Whew. The Sky has been a rough year for y'all. It's been a rough year for y'all. Another team that ain't safe, the Liberty. Sometimes their defensive urgency just lacks. Where it's at? Why y'all letting these teams do whatever they want to do? Why you letting all these people get into your paint? What's going on? Why you losing the rebound battle? Ain't y'all the biggest team out here? What's going on? Sometimes they just get exposed as well. Same thing with the Lynx. We just saw late game execution a little bit, a step behind, and they couldn't close that game out against the Mystics. They play with their food all day, but also the Mystics play hard, play strong, play resilient, play fearless. And this is what happens when you have a team that got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Play a team that's acting like they should have been here when actually you still ought to work to be here. Hello, but this ain't Sunday. We ain't got to go to church today. The Dream, what is their biggest flaw? Playoff experience. They like to fumble the bag first round type, right? But they ain't had a lot of playoff experience, but they typically fumble the bag first round. You feel me? So what's going to happen this year? It's not good enough that you beat Indiana in a weekend. It only matters in the playoffs. This is what matters, right? The playoffs matters. Again, I'm a Cavs fan. The regular season doesn't matter. To the point, the playoffs matter, but you got to do better than what you did last year, and you can't go out like no suckers. So again, it's not enough for Atlanta to make it to the first round. At this point, they have to make it to the semis, and they can't get to the semis and get smoked. They got to get to the semis and play like they deserve to be there. Different expectations. All 5 teams have different expectations. Aces have championship or bust expectations. Liberty have finals or bust expectations. The Lynx have let's make it to the playoffs or bust expectations. Their expectations is in finals. They don't even have a timeline really on fees health. So that's not their expectation. They want to be in the playoffs again because they think if they make it to the playoffs, we gonna rock with it from there, right? We gonna let the universe take care of it from there. We just got to get there. The Dream, they want to make it to the playoffs, right? They not only want to make it to the playoffs, their goal has to be semis, but they believe they can make it to the finals. We have people in this chat that believe the same thing. If you believe that the Dream can make it to the finals, then please let me know your thoughts live in the chat, because it's their lack of playoff experience that makes me feel like they are still exposed somehow, even though when they've been playing like top 2, top 3 team in the league, not just in the East, in the league. Mystics ain't beating no Atlanta. Atlanta already then destroyed Washington. Minnesota, the best team in the league, and then when Fee comes back, is really over. then. Shout out to Mario. Welcome back to Her Core, Her Rules, Peace and Freedom to you. Mario got smoke. He said, nah, 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 nah. Don't let that loss fool y'all. It still links a nothing. Period. And when feet come back, y'all just everybody playing for seconds. Listen, I'm not mad at the take. Again, you gotta go hard for you and yours for your team. But I will say everybody can get got. No team is safe. Just like my team loses to Dallas seemingly every single time, your team just looked bad against Washington. You know, with or without Fee, no team is safe because there's so much talent in this WNBA. Right, so much talent. Y'all saw when you leave the games close, when you make these games close, you even the odds. If you are that far superior, then it should not be a close game, a close bout in the last 2 minutes or down to the crunch time, last minute of the game. It can't be a close game. You have to maintain a double digit lead in this WNBA because it's nothing for these teams to come back. Didn't we see Dallas just come back from Chicago? They was up by 7. Chicago was up by 7 with 36 some seconds left. Lost that game by 1. Right? It only take a few little fluky things and a couple made baskets, and now game that you thought was for sure yours. It's an L in that column, dog. You gotta hold that. And you earned it. You earned it because you messed up. Did Dallas play well or did Chicago choke it away? We would never know. We can assume one way or another, but that's what we talk about when we're talking about, how to close. And you when you're supposed to win, you gotta win. If you don't win, then you weren't supposed to win. It is what it is. Aces are the best team right now. We haven't proven it yet. I believe my Aces are the best team in the league, but they ain't safe. They ain't safe. They ain't safe. Sometimes they come out there and I'm like, who y'all go back in the locker room. Start over. Can we start this game over? Because they came out here like they ain't want to play. And let me tell you something. These games coming on at 10 o'clock. Act like y'all, I probably ain't going to be up watching no way. I ain't going to hold y'all. Act like that first quarter. Act like y'all want to start off slow. Click. Good night. That's how that's going to go. Okay, because I'm at the age where I no longer compromise sleep to watch games. Oh no, baby, I rose over, and even if the game is on, I'm going to sleep on you for sure. Atlanta beat Washington so bad they made Washington coach crash out. He did. He was looking like a buffoon out there. I say, look at that goof troop out there. Why is he doing all that hooping and hollering? Crashed completely out. I said, oh man, somebody get that man some cold water. He needs some ice cold water. They say studies say when somebody is really on 10, just give them some ice cold water. Now they might throw it at you, but that's okay. Once they drink it, it kind of cool them down a little bit and they start to be able to easily process this. I don't know. This is a mental health thing. Okay, but he needed some of that. I just was like, well, throw the Gatorade on him. If that don't work, go to extreme. I want the Valkyries to smack the Dream on Wednesday and Friday in Valhalla. So do I. I mean, no, I don't. I don't want that. I want the opposite. I want the Dream to smack the Valks. Why you want that for the Dream? Why are you doing them like that? Washington gets shy picks and theirs. I don't think they need to do anything this season. They can pick up who they need to draft, and they will be set soon if they develop their young team. So yeah, we got multiple people, Lisa and passing through both saying the same thing. Like they got enough in their pocket moving forward that they could just ride the season out, continue to develop their players, and then you just however the chips may fall is how they fall. But still have goals, still try to make the playoffs and upset somebody, but also don't put these expectations of, high achieving metrics when really we're still in a developmental process, still a learning process, still a growing process, and a learning who we are as individuals and as a team process. So, y'all make great points. Shout out to y'all. Daryl says, what's up with the Suns? They aren't as bad as their record. They're not. They have an issue with closing. They don't have a certified closer. They don't have that one key player, that one person that can just like, okay, Anissa Merle isn't quite her yet. They still have They need. I like Nelson Ododo. They don't go to her as much to start the game. I think they need to kind of utilize her a little bit better. They really missing Marina for real, for real. Like Marina was really that engine. So the Suns, and I think they want to be bad. They want to go to Houston with that number one pick. This would be a tank year for me for sure. I want to go to a new city with a number one pick. So I draft my number one pick on my new team and we build this team around my number one pick and we gonna see what happens. But y'all just fill some seeds, right? Just make it count. We're not even gonna be in this state tomorrow. I mean, at the end of the season. So I'm sorry. It came out harsh, but that's kind of, if I'm an owner, that's how I'm thinking. I wouldn't be an owner because you gotta kind of be cutthroat a little bit. Ain't no nice owners out here. Anybody say they own a team and they nice, you're bugging. You can't be nice with that position, with that title. You're gonna be a hole for sure, for sure. Now you might be nice at times, but you're definitely gonna be a little. I'm not gonna want to be around you a lot, but it is what it is. That's what happens. It comes with the territory. How do you feel if Satu remains out of shape for the whole season, but just during the start? She has to get in shape. At some point, I think by the 32 game mark, that's like the latest. Then she got to be in shape because now we got to see her in the real basketball Satu time, right? She is clearly at least maybe 30 pounds heavier maybe than what she used to be from last season. But it's not that I want her to be like 30 pounds less. I just want her to be just, I don't really care about the number, but I want for her to look as fluid as she used to on the court, especially getting to those spots in shorter bursts, right? She need to go and get there, right? And you could tell that her first couple steps just ain't quick enough. When she's in transition, she still got the speed because she has more time to pick up the speed. But before, a couple strides and she there, and now she don't have the length and that extension on that stride, in my opinion. Again, this could be me over analyzing, over critiquing because I'm just looking at her on a TV screen. What is that in reality? However, I think that she's not anywhere where she can't just play her way into shape. She just got to run at this game speed, and I think it's gonna get back right for her. And once it does, then it's really lights out. And then at that point, I think her um awakening, right? And then Sabrina's reemergence, with the team. I think all this stuff will start to align kind of like right at the same time. And I think New York is dangerous. I really do. They again defensively can sometimes be a little sporadic, but they have valid strengths like their size and their length. And then they have the history. They do have chemistry already with their core. They have one together with their core. So they just trying to figure out how to win again with the kind of a remix team and a brand new coach, but the mission is still the same: get to the finals. I really don't think the Sun is even trying like that. I think they are having fun because they want that number one pick to take them to Houston. Exactly. Phoenix could upset the Fever. After all, they don't play no defense. They don't play no defense. Sometimes AB does, and when AB does, man, AB defense is kind of crazy at times. When it is but them guards over there, they be Lexi sometimes be playing defense. That's kind of her thing, but sometimes her thing ain't good enough. Should I? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't know. Mercury is dangerous. It may be a fight with the Sparks for the last playoff spot. Yeah, I think that this mental decline that they've been in to start the season, I think they're playing their way out of that. That 45-point game from Kalia Copper was for sure a sign that we're waking up. We're waking up, right? So now as a team, everybody has to, just look themselves in the mirror and remember who they are. Sometimes I think that life and basketball and everything could just become overwhelming where you kind of get caught up in that, and then all you see is the recent outcomes of your past games, when you got to kind of remember that y'all was just at the top of the mountain. So just go back there mentally, right? And sometimes it's not as easy as that, but the more you practice, the more you kind of trick your body to just fall in line. And then now that shot that was just 1/2 inch off is now on that. I would not be surprised if the Mystics beat the Lynx once again. I wouldn't be surprised either. Actually, I would laugh. It'd be quite comical. Shout out to you, nations of lions, peace and freedom. Peace and freedom to you, Chris. Cody and I went to the same high school and it's pretty much all white, but she got some Angel Reese dog in her. Shout out to you, man. That's crazy. You went to the same high school with her, man. Do that make you kind of feel famous a little bit? It will for me. Maybe I'm projecting. My bad. But if I went to school with somebody who's famous, I ain't not famous by like 6 degrees or like that's like 2 degrees. Now we wasn't have the same high school. So that's definitely like I know somebody that you for sure are friends with, right? Or like in the same circle with. So yeah, that's like I'm like kind of like partly, I'd be bragging to everybody. Like I went to school with her. Like she alright. She ain't even nothing. I went to school with her. You know what I mean? I remember when I used to sit at the same thing. You just adding on stories. I don't know. Again, I could be projecting. Just adding on stories. I remember I used to see her in the cafeteria and she used to be tying her shoe. All right, shoe tire. AZ had 4 blocks and 1 steal last game too, which is crazy because every time she do something defensively, it always kind of seemed like it ain't really happen. Like when you look at her stat line, you be like, when did this happen in the game? Like I don't know, but maybe I only be remembering the points. I don't know. Her defense clears Miles. Exactly. Miles' defense a little, you know what I mean? It's better than Caitlin's for sure. But Miles, it ain't nothing to be talking about either. Having better defense than Caitlin ain't saying a lot. I might still got better defense than Caitlin. I'm twice her age. That shouldn't even be a thing. Olivia, out of all rookies, was handed the keys. Exactly, she was definitely handed the keys. I got the keys, definitely. If the Aces in the Dream, Liberty, or Lynx don't win the chip, I will be shocked. I don't think the Fever or the Wings got a shot. You see, when I talk about no team is safe, every contender has a flaw. You see, I ain't put the Fever up there, Chris. You see, because I don't think that they are a contender. Although that's what ESPN said, and a bunch of people said coming into the season. I don't think they are a contender. Absolutely not. But I do think they're a great team and they can upset somebody in the playoffs. But I don't think they're a true finals contender. Aces, Dream, Liberty, and Lynx, I do think they are true finals contenders. And I threw the Wings in there, even though they may not be there on like my bubble team as a finals contender. I threw them in there because they've beat the best teams already. And then also Paige is just undeniably phenomenal. So, I can never not put Paige in the conversation. And when you give her AZ, come on, man. So, and then Jessica Shepard is playing incredible already. So, what is end of the year Jessica Shepard gonna look like? Then you gonna have Odyssey return and all this and all that. So that being said, even with that, like I don't know, they will be a bubble team. If the Aces, Dream, Liberty, or Lynx were, if this was like March Madness and these are the Final Four, then that's what I expect. I expect all 4 of these teams to be in the semis and then go like that. Lynx flaws their bench depth. Yeah, they don't really have much there. But once Fee comes back, then Coffee returns to that bench, and that would help them out a lot. It definitely would. Fever flaws defense. That's their biggest flaw, and they can't lie about it. It is what it is. If they got a different flaw, well, they got other flaws because most teams in the league has at least 2 to 3 key flaws. Then bad teams got more, right? Everybody has at least one, so that's what we can say. Fever's defense is poo butt. And at times, Lexi plays great defense. AB plays great defense. Sophie at times plays great defense. Timpson at times played great defense. And then obviously Raven and some of the key people off to mention this, that, and the third. But as a collective, it's not consistent. It's usually consistently poor. When Fifi comes back, Nia would be good off the bench. Absolutely. For the Dream, to me, it has to be the slow starts. Absolutely. It is the bench depth. It is also defending the 3-point line, which was an issue last season. Oh wow, yeah. See, that's a key point too. I think a lot of people struggle with that though in the league, because people are shooting more and more threes from more and more positions, and the depth is even increasing. The distance is even increasing. So where you are comfortable with standing behind the 3-point line, usually playing defense, used to be qualified as good defense. Not anymore. We saw Olivia Miles look Veronica Burton up and down 17 times in that game and said, I can't believe you're giving me all this space. And nobody adjusted, right? It's not just those teams, it's everybody. We see Chelsea, my girl, Chelsea Gray, point guard, look somebody, I'm like, you got to step up though. Okay? Nobody's in fear of you. Nobody is scared. Everybody ready to go. Let there be one. Everybody's down at the altar call. We all ready for the smoke. We all want it. Liberty losing leads, not consistent. Only team with their flaws still can win the chip is the Aces. Dream have to prove something. Links too soft. Well, she just ran it down for everybody. You feel me? Shout out to Miss D. She just ran it down for everybody. I agree with a lot of this. I mean, the Liberty, they stay losing the lead, right? They not consistent. Aces have flaws, and even though I think they can get back to the finals with their flaws, I don't think they can win with their flaws. Their flaws can sometimes be defense. Their flaws can be rebounding. They get out rebounded in the series, they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. The Asia got an average double digits on the glass. She started the season 5 rebounds a game, 6 rebounds a game. That's not the Asia I know. That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna work. The Lissa got to be on the glass, of course. That's what she usually does. But then also the guards has got to have to assist and our backup big. So we can't get beat on the glass. We can't have these defensive lapses. Where we just chasing our tail. We can't allow penetration into the paint. So we have our flaws, and usually they're on the rebounding and defensive side, and sometimes we just can't buy a bucket. Usually when we play Dallas, we can't buy no shots. I hate that for us. Defensive teams are better than offensive teams because shooting comes and goes, but defense travels, so I have more faith in them than everyone but the Aces. Shout out to Chris because one team that proves that defense can always get you in a game is the Valkyries. I think they always, whether they are winning or losing, I think their tale is their story is their defense. Like they understand that they kind of have they got a team full of streaky players, I believe. But what shouldn't ever be streaky is their defense because they can all commit to it. Sometimes Tip gets beat because she gambles a lot, but also you got Veronica Burton, Kayla Thornton, and Gabby Williams and Kia Stokes. Defense shouldn't be a problem. So if you hang your hat on that, you'll always find ways to get back into the game. And even when the first time the Aces played them at the earlier in the season, I hope it was the Aces. I hope I ain't talking out of my side of my neck, but they were completely out of that game and they fought themselves back into that game within a single digit 9-point game in the fourth quarter. We still end up winning. But however, defense, they was able to, we're gonna turn the faucet off. Yeah, we locking y'all down. Sorry, excuse me, hold that. I definitely think the Dream are finals contenders. I think the last few games have shown us that, right? I think they have impressed us. Farrell says every team is very beatable. Absolutely. Aces are the best team in the W. Again, absolutely. I want the Valkyries to protect home court against the Dream. Again, we all know it's hard to win at Valhalla. So, I'm hoping for the best for the Dream, but it is what it is. I believe that they'll go in with the split. I think it's gonna be very hard to win 2 games in that little mini series on the road. And then a couple games after that, you play them again at home. But I do think it'll be a split. But either way, they got to go in there and earn it. The Valkyries can beat the Dream by limiting their rebounds and getting their main players in foul trouble. And I think Atlanta has to be smart that game and not get beat on the glass and get in foul trouble. You feel me? 2 good defensive teams. I think the Dream are the better rebounding team, but the Valks have more streaky shooters. Exactly. It's like everybody saying, we all saying the same thing. Like by the time I get to your comment, I realize, dang, I just said that. So we all saying the same thing at the same time. Valks have better shooters and Dream have better rebounding. Exactly. Exactly. And remember, y'all was saying, maybe not y'all, but so a lot of people were saying that they don't think that Gabby is going to be able to do anything offensively. And I'm like, yeah, well, y'all got to remember that Gabby in the WNBA plays different from Gabby in France, right? Gabby in France is a bucket. Gabby in WNBA is all defense. So now this is the perfect opportunity for her to bridge both worlds and be the best on both ends, right? So maybe she can make a all second team and a defensive team this year. We'll see. Also, accept a hungry Vex team who will not lose 3 straight games. Exactly. Griner plays like Frankenstein, but watch the Suns win tonight is crazy. Shout out to Daryl. Listen, Griner, she still got some footwork with her old self. Her big old self, she still got some footwork out there. I said, listen, look at BG move. It's slow, but it's still go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I think the Valks did a good job finding a bunch of players with a chip on their shoulders. Same with the Fire. I would agree. I would agree. I went to high school with Joe Hayden. Oh, that's what's up. I remember catching passes with him during summer workouts his senior year back when he played quarterback and safety before he went to Florida. That's fire. Look at y'all. Y'all went some good one. My high school ain't had nobody special, okay? Um, it is what it is. Valkyrie's number 1 with the bench points in the W. ATO Dream do a horrible job guarding the 3. Again, it's a lot of teams, though. It's a lot of teams. Good night. Have a great night. Thank you. Shout out to you for letting me stop by again. Appreciate you, UCLA. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. Which team has disappointed y'all the most? I ain't gonna talk about the entire league. I pulled up 4 options for y'all. Chicago Sky, LA, Mystics, Indiana. Which team has disappointed y'all most? Now we've been speaking very highly on the Mystics right now and their recent victories. But some people may be disappointed about where they are. It just depends on where you are, right? Chicago is a great disappointment for a lot of people, right? I know Chicago cheated. She was in the chat earlier. I know she probably like, man, these dudes, these jokers here. Come on. Valks is missing. Excuse me. Aaliyah Boston. They need a 1A, 1B to Gabby Williams scoring wise as a true difference making starter center. Shout out to you. Somebody yesterday said also that Camila Cardoso will look good in this offense. Pharaoh, was that you that said that? You or Jeremy that said Camila Cardoso would look good in that Valkyrie's offense? And now you bring up AB. So that's very interesting. AB with a Gabby would be insane. Okay, absolutely insane. But one thing that we do know is that the Kia Stokes is going to be a 1-year rental, right? That's not gonna be something that they're going to hang their hat on as far as how they're structuring their starting 5. I definitely think that Kia Stokes can be in the league off the bench, but not in my starting 5. In my opinion, the team that's disappointed me the most, and absolutely has been LA. I think LA got off to a rocky start. They had a great comeback game yesterday. And where, LA really just proved that they definitely still belong in the conversation. However, they've been a letdown thus far this season. Again, great game yesterday, great shot, final shot by NECA. Amazing shot, you feel me? And we all saw it. We love the parody and the drama and excitement around that. But like Passing Through says, LA is by far the most disappointing team to me. He says, and I agree, they got too much top end, all-star, all WNBA type of talent to be this mid. You got Olympians, champions on this team. I mean, what are we doing? Dearica, Hamby, NECA, Kelsey. Like it's a lot of names. It's a lot of money going out. A lot of names, a lot of money. They should be in a better position right now. Let me see. Matter of fact, let's look at the standings. If we just look at the conference right now, LA is like right there in this 500 spot, right there, right? They ain't terrible, but they not, great. As what we do know, to be really good, you gotta be at least 3 games over 500 to be considered a good team. At least 3 games over 500. If you a 500 team, you a decent team. If you under 500 team, you a bad team. right? If you not even a 200 team, you a terrible team. Terrible. Terrible. You feel me? So, LA got to step it up. They got to find a streak. They got to find a streak. Let's point it out. Where can they streak? They got to find a little win streak. They got to use this momentum from the New York Liberty um championship, not championship game, but the inaugural anniversary game. And they got to build on it. They got to go into Toronto and get that dub. They got to go in Indiana and get that dub, right? That was a close loss last time Indiana played them. They got to go in Seattle or come home in Seattle and get this dub, right? They got to figure out how to split these games with Indiana. Whether you win on the road or win at home, you got to split this. You got to beat Chicago. You got to be competitive against LA. You got to try to figure it out. And now's the time. Ray Burrell should be starting, and should be coming off the bench. I don't know why, but see, you know what? I think. Can we say that part of the problem right now is Lynn Roberts? Like, right, like, it was so disheartening to me to watch LA celebrate the 30-year anniversary of LA versus New York. And I'm watching Lynn Roberts, and I'm like, this would have been so much better if, Lisa Leslie was the coach, right? Y'all deny her the opportunity to then give it to Lynn Roberts. Lynn Roberts ain't doing nothing. She did these losing seasons. She ain't made no playoffs. She ain't made no waves. Right? So I'm just thinking, what would it have meant if, the 30 seasons later, Lisa Leslie is now coaching this team and giving this team the game that they really need to hear, right? Meanwhile, she giving the game to the fans, the audience, right? And her speech was phenomenal. But here it is. She could have been a coach pouring into these young ladies, right? But again, I ain't hating on Lynn Roberts. It is what it is. I'm glad she got a job. However, I think she might be the problem. Ray Burrell should be starting. Yeah, you already said that. My bad. Valkyrie's issue is they don't have another identity offensively outside the 3-point line and an interior post presence. Also, Mihir should see minutes and not be stuck on the bench. Again, Nasake, she got a problem with utilizing some of her key weapons, right? She's a guard focus. She has a guard focus, offensive approach, and it's just not conducive for the long haul, right? So I would say that Golden State is probably more of a disappointing team, right? They're not necessarily on the slide. However, because they are still a new team, the expectations aren't severely high, but still, like, what are we doing, right? They don't seem like they've gotten better from last year, is what I want to say. LA didn't get better from last year, and they got better players from last year, right? They don't have Rakia, but they do have NECA. I love Rakia, and always get well soon, Rakia, but I would rather have NECA than Rakia on my team this year if I think I want to try to make a run for it. Also, I would have never traded her anyway. You feel me? I just would have never. What are we doing? Why would I do that? For who? No. Took us 44 games to get 10 wins last year. Jose Coach of the Year agenda is being pushed. Exactly. Shout out to True Seller. D Wings. Wings up. Dallas Wings up. Yeah, Man Bun couldn't get it done no way how he cut it last year. So, the fact that he was able to coach the whole year is a blessing. Shout out to him and his bank account, because he did have a job. He was employed for a whole year. It didn't have to be that way. It shouldn't have been that way. But that being said, Jose has already showed out, and he's proved that, he deserves to be here. You feel me? He definitely deserves to be here, man. By the way, since y'all are here again, make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe. The majority of people who watch these live streams ain't even subscribed, so I will appreciate, if you decide to not just be a regular viewer and you go ahead and join the family. When you do, man, you unlock a bunch of stuff, including first and foremost the illest chat on the tube, you feel me? And then also, when y'all consider becoming a member for as low as $1.99, you then unlock a lot of freebies, a lot of great content, exclusive emojis, and just a bunch of those stuff. So go ahead and consider doing that for as low as $99. Continue to support the channel, support the mission, and support the movement. I appreciate y'all. Last question before we get up out of here tonight. Which team has surprised y'all the most? Which team has surprised y'all the most? Jeremy says Chicago's not a surprise, but I give grace. Mystics, I give them grace as a young team. Sparks, I've never really seen anything with them. Fever, I don't care except the Gamecocks only. Well, that's pretty cut and dry right there. Okay. He said, listen. We already knew Chicago was going to be bad. It is what it is. We talked about it. We talked about it before the season. We said, they going to look a little better, but they still going to be bad. So, not a surprise. But, I give them a little grace because, flawed organization. Highly flawed. Not the players, the organization. Mixed give them grace, young team. So, yeah, they might be disappointed at some times when they fumble the bag in the fourth quarter, but they're young, so I give them grace. I get it. Sparks didn't really care about him. He says, is what it is. They got some good players, good names, but I don't really see nothing with them. They ain't doing nothing really. They ain't moving the needle for me. And the Fever I don't care about is, if it ain't the Gamecocks on there, I ain't really trying to watch them no way. Now I really underline that last line about the Fever. If it wasn't for AB and Raven getting the chance to see her, I really won't watch them. But I do enjoy watching Kelsey Mitchell sometimes. So there's that. That's the upside to that. I believe Valks is playing salary cap basketball. The players getting the minutes is either already paid, getting paid the bag, or in their prove it year right now. Yeah, they do gotta tighten up though, and also think that Golden State probably is they don't want to be too good where they'll be good, get themselves out of a good draft pick. I still think they're playing the pick game as well. They're not playing the number one pick game. But they were in the trade business when it came to picks this past season or this past draft. So I foresee them being very aggressive every draft moving forward, either trying to trade up, trying to move, trade people for picks. So I think they just kind of bide in their time. I really do. Mercury being bad has surprised me. That's definitely surprised me. I thought they were definitely going to be a top 4 team in the West. Really around that second or third team in the West. I had no idea that they would be one of the worst teams in the West. Where did that come from? Had no idea. So, matter of fact, where are they ranked in the West? Hold on, let me go back. Take me back. I want to go back. It's taking a long time. Good Googling. Hold on. Let me get a new tab out. Standings. Conference West. They are, second to the last team. That's terrible. I had no idea that they were going to be this bad coming into this season. Yeah. Come on, man. 5-12. I mean, that's ridiculous. They did win a game, so that's hopeful. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But that's very much so surprising. Who knew? Atlanta being, for a good bit of the beginning of the season, they were the best team in the East. So that's been a surprise that they have found synergy so early into the season. With these moving pieces, especially with a huge addition like Angel Reese. I mean, she's evolved and she got on board, clicked, and evolved kind of overnight with this team. So shout out to Atlanta, shout out to Dallas. I didn't think that they were going to be a top 5 team in the league this season. I thought they would be dangerous. Not so much like this though. So that's definitely a surprise. Mercury being bad this year is the biggest surprise. May be unfair, but I blame AT for this. DeWanna's salary and role on this team has tanked them. Plus AT still can't shoot the ball well. Yeah, I mean, we talk about Caitlin being kind of one dimensional when it comes to what she does. Even though she can fill up a stat line offensively, we got to kind of talk about AT being one dimensional. Even though she can fill up a stat line, her inability to shoot and stretch the defense, especially with the amount of usage that she has dribbling the ball and being responsible to create, it's like, dang, it's like I hate to say it, it's like the best version of Ben Simmons, right? You still knew he wasn't gonna shoot. Oh yeah, he can rebound. Yeah, he's a great passer. Yeah, he can finish at the rack, but you still knew he wasn't gonna shoot. So at the end of the game, you still have an advantage because this person is not gonna shoot that shot. And if they do, it's going to be a great chance that they miss that shot. So, but you can't blame a player for another player's contract. That's the organization being stupid. And if they was being stupid because that's her girl, then then everybody's stupid. But the organization definitely signed the paper. It ain't coming out of AT's check. I'm surprised at the Portland Fire. I like the grittiness that they show me. Mercury is not a surprise because their roster has not improved. There was no replacement for Satu, and Nate is a bad coach. And Nate looking bad out here. And you're right, there was no replacement for Satu. To underline, Portland Fire has looked good. I thought coming to the season, both of the expansion teams were going to play good basketball, but be bad. Both of them are kind of good though. So I can't really be mad at what I'm seeing from Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo. I think they both look good, and I'm definitely loving what I see from them. So, uh, yeah, let me get to the rest of the comments. Okay, great. That being said, I mean, I think this season has just been eye-opening because everybody has a weakness, right? Everybody has pros and cons. Everybody has a flaw or flaws. Everybody has shown that they are beatable, right? Nobody has shown that nobody can be beat. Actually, quite the contrary. Everybody is up for grabs. Nobody is safe, right? And so, with that being said, I think we might even need to start rethinking not just who we may see in the final four teams, right, in the semifinals and in the championship game, but we may need to even reconsider who are our top 8 teams. Maybe we need to step back out and look at this even from a broader landscape, from an aerial perspective, and just say, hey, out of our top 8 teams, okay, which one of these are really scary right now? Washington has now entered the top 8 teams territory. Then you have Indiana, followed by Golden State, Dallas, New York, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Minnesota. When you expand the view, when you widen the view, you allow yourself to just consider at their peak, at Washington's peak, playing their best basketball, or they're scary if you're sitting at the top 4, right? Would you say the same for Indiana? If the answer is yes, then no team is safe, because you have to assume that people will be playing their best basketball, not worse. You don't prepare for somebody's worst, you prepare for somebody's best. So if you assume that Washington at its best, Indiana at its best, Golden State at its best, if they can beat Minnesota, Vegas, and Atlanta at their best, then we got a problem on our hands. And the shift in hierarchy, the shift in who's who and what's what in the WNBA is constantly changing and constantly evolving, which means as fans, as y'all pull up here every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m., the one thing that we need to know for sure is we got to stay on our toes, because our favorite team may look good right now. They may look great today, and tomorrow might be another story. We might be scratching our heads. You feel me? So tonight we got some great games going on tonight. Right now we got the Sun and the Sky. The Sun is up 21-16. We got the Dream in the Tempo. The Dream got off to a good start. They are 11-3, still early in the first quarter. And then we have the Mercury and Fever, which I think is going to be an underrated but great game tonight, 8 o'clock. On USA. So it's gonna be a fun time for women's basketball for the remainder of the week. Again, the Commissioner's Cup games stop on Wednesday, and then the brackets are set. So shout out to y'all, man. Again, it's been a great episode. I appreciate y'all. We do this each and every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. We did a Sunday kickback this past Sunday. We had a goal of 5 super chats. We got that. We was gonna do it this Sunday. Oh, we didn't hit that goal. It's cool. We gonna hit it next time. I ain't even tripping on that. So the next time will be the best time, and then y'all already know what time it is. Okay, I'm gonna see y'all on the flip. Peace and freedom to everybody again. Happy Monday, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of her core, her rules. Peace and freedom. See y'all on the flip.